Is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Coming up tonight, Delaware lawmakers may soon study student behavior and how that impacts school climate and teacher retention. Plus, there's another school referendum coming up this weekend. Next up, it's Smyrna. And it's time for the wearing of the green. We'll give you the latest on the St. Patrick's Day parade details. Those stories and much more coming up tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to DETV News. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Here's what's making headlines across the first state. The Delaware Senate is calling for a task force that will look into school discipline and student behavior. Senate Majority Leader Brian Townsend, a Glasgow Democrat, introduced a resolution Tuesday that would create the Student Behavior and School Climate Task Force, tasked with looking at the causes and impact of student behavior issues on the student and their classmates. The task force will also study teacher dissatisfaction, citing a 2022 American Psychological Association study that found nearly 50% of American teachers are thinking of leaving the job due to school climate. And finally, it would study student discipline policies in other states for possible replication in Delaware. The resolution is similar to the one introduced by State Senator Eric Buxton, a Dover Republican, who would have examined how student behaviors teachers affect retention and academic performance for all students. Buxton introduced his task force after Townsend's passed the Senate, but it failed without Democratic support. If Townsend's resolution passes the House, the task force would work no later than April 8th and would have a report due out on November 1st. Staying in Legislative Hall now, a proposed Delaware law would punish residents who try to pass off their pets as service or assistance animals. Senate Bill 219 was sponsored by Senator Dave Lawson, a Marydale Republican. The law would create penalties under the Delaware Equal Accommodations Law and the Delaware Fair Housing Act. A $500 civil fine would be levied for a first violation, and each subsequent offense would be an unclassified misdemeanor. The bill defines violators as those who misrepresent an animal as one trained to assist a person with a disability. Fitting an untrained animal with a harness, vest, or collar that says service animal would qualify as a misrepresentation. It would also be considered a violation if someone misrepresents a standard pet to a landlord as a needed service animal. Before becoming law, the bill will be heard in the Senate Banking, Business, Insurance, and Technology Committee. And we're well into the month of March, and you know what that means. Wilmington is gearing up for the Irish Culture Club of Delaware's 47th St. Patrick's Day Parade and Hoolie. It's happening Saturday, March 9th. The festivities kick off at 10 a.m. on Friday as Mayor Przicki and other community leaders will partake in the traditional painting of the ceremonial green stripe on King Street. At this juncture, the mayor will formally declare March as Irish American Heritage Month here in Wilmington. The main event commences at noon on Saturday from 4th and King Streets. A colorful spectacle featuring floats, marching bands, dancers, and more will wind its way up past King Street, passing the parade grandstand at Rodney Square, before concluding near 14th Street, where the post-parade hoolie will be held. The parade is slated to last approximately an hour and a half, with the hoolie festivities concluding by 4 p.m. We do want to give you a note for drivers here. Street closures associated with the event will begin at 11 a.m. and they'll continue till about 4 p.m. Saturday. There will also be parking limitations during the parade on certain streets. Our friends at DART will be detouring buses around the parade route, so you can check out their website at dartfirststate.com for the latest updates there. Turning to other news now, the latest in a series of recent school district referenda will occur this Saturday, March 9th, when Smyrna voters will be asked to approve additional funds for capital projects and operating expenses. If both items are approved, the average property owner would see an annual tax increase of roughly $278. The additional operating funds would allow hiring constables for every building, additional mental health supports in every building, and competitive salaries for its staff. Operating funds would also cover technology materials and extracurricular activities. Capital funds would cover already approved projects impacted by inflation. These include the construction of an intermediate school on Rabbit Chase Lane, an expansion of North Elementary School, as well as the expansion and conversion of Clayton Intermediate School to Clayton Middle School. Smyrna Superintendent Susan Brown told DETV News an approval would benefit the entire community, but especially the students. Take a look.
There's nothing in excess that we're asking for. We are asking for what we need to do in order to make our vision regarding our capital projects come true. And then on the operating side, it's making sure that our students have safe and secure environments along with competitive salaries for our employees. And we also know that with a new school, middle school, we'll have other opportunities for students. So this referendum is about children.
Polls are open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Smyrna Elementary School, Smyrna Middle School, and Clayton Intermediate School. Voters must live in the district, be at least 18 years of age, and a U.S. citizen, but do not have to own a home to vote. Information about the referendum is available at the website and phone number seen here on your screen. And voters recently approved additional funds for the Brandywine, Red Clay, and Colonial school districts. Cape Henlopen School District has a referendum scheduled March 26th, and the Appoquinimink School District will make a second attempt at a successful referendum. That's going to be April 23rd. And turning to other news now, a 58-year-old woman was struck and killed by a car while riding her bicycle near Lewis early Tuesday morning. State police say a 6-wheel box truck was traveling east on Route 24 when, for unknown reasons, the cyclist entered its lane and was struck. The woman, who was identified as Lisa Norton of Lewis, was declared dead at the scene. The driver of the truck, a 60-year-old man from Salisbury, Maryland, was not injured. Police are investigating the incident, and they ask anyone who witnessed the crash to please call one of the numbers seen here on your screen. And Smyrna police are investigating a shooting that left a 25-year-old man hospitalized late Monday night. The victim was found in a yard in the 300 block of Braddock Road just before midnight. The shooting was reported in the 500 block of Sequoia Drive. Investigators are asking anyone with information about this incident or may have possible camera footage to contact Smyrna detectives at 302-653-9217. They also want to let you know that you can message the Smyrna Police Department on social media, and you can also remain anonymous with those messages. To other news, a 38-year-old Dover man was arrested Tuesday night for unlawful imprisonment and related charges following an incident with an Uber driver. The Uber driver told police that he picked up Brent Weeks at a Dover establishment to drive him home. Weeks reportedly argued with the driver over the changing of the destination and pulled out a knife, apparently threatening him and keeping him from leaving the vehicle. The driver had escaped and phoned police. Weeks was picked up by police walking along North DuPont Highway near the incident. Weeks was arraigned at Dover Police Department and committed to the Sussex Correctional Institution on a $6,500 secured bail. He was charged with aggravated menacing, possession of a deadly weapon during the commission of a felony, and unlawful imprisonment in the first degree. And switching gears here, the Marine Education Research and Rehabilitation Institute successfully rescued a stranded harp seal at Cape Henlopen State Park. The seal, identified as a 1-year-old female, exhibited a few minor injuries and was found to be underweight but alert. This was one of multiple seal rescues this year that we've told you about. Just last week, a seal entangled in gill netting was saved from the park, and a few baby seals were rescued at the beginning of February. The Murr Institute attributes the uptick in rescues to high tides and the presence of a seal colony offshore. The rescuers decided to name the spirited young seal Snapdragon. Snapdragon was taken to the National Aquarium Triage Center in Ocean City for care. And the application process for the 2024 Newcastle County Scholarship Program is officially open now. Students currently enrolled in or planning to attend college this fall are encouraged to take advantage of the opportunity. Last year, the Newcastle County Scholarship Program distributed over $100,000 in scholarships to more than 80 students. To qualify for the scholarship, applicants must be residents of Newcastle County. Additionally, students must demonstrate financial need by providing relevant documents such as a FAFSA report, a W-2, pay stub, or benefits verification letter. The application for applicants is Friday, March 24th. Applications are being accepted online at scholarship.nccde.org. And with tax bills due next month, some early birds may be wondering when they can expect to receive a return. Well, the IRS starts accepting tax returns in January and begins processing right away. Well, here in the first state, the Division of Revenue began processing returns on January 23rd. Federal 2023 tax returns are due by Monday, April 15th. You can file for a 6-month extension by that date as well, if needed. The filing deadline for the state of Delaware personal income taxes is Tuesday, April 30th. This year, the IRS estimates that nearly 129 million returns will be filed. The agency expects to issue most refunds within 21 days, most quickly, of course, if you file electronically. You can check the status of your refund by using the Where's My Refund on the IRS website or by using the IRS app. Delaware also has a state refund locator that you can use as well. What most consider to be a happy day is coming up this weekend as well. On Sunday, March 10th, daylight saving time goes into effect when clocks will spring forward 1 hour to 3 a.m. Once the shorthand hits 2 a.m., that extra hour of daylight remains in effect up until Sunday, November 3rd, when clocks are scheduled to fall back to 1 a.m. Now, the idea of moving the clocks is one of economics, with proponents saying brighter afternoons and evenings stimulate the economy. Moving clocks back 1 hour in the fall provides more sunlight during the winter mornings. And speaking of happy days, how about one that includes a free ice cream cone or water ice for everyone? Sounds good to me. Just in time for the start of spring, Dairy Queen is back with free treats on March 19th. The nationwide giveaway is 1 day only and includes a free small vanilla cone. Customers are limited to 1 free cone while supplies last and is not valid on mobile or delivery orders. Also on the 19th, Rita's Italian Ice and Custard gives away a free Italian ice in the flavor of your choice. This is the 32nd anniversary of the spring celebration there, and all 20 Delaware locations are participating. So mark those calendars. That's going to do it for tonight's edition of DETV News. Be sure to follow us across your favorite social media platforms. And for a look at what's happening all around our great state of Delaware, head to our website. That's detvch.com. With tonight's news, I'm Matt Ford. I'll see you again here next week.